Hi, guys. This is Miss Brown. I hope that you are having a great Friday. I am going to go over the lesson with you so that hopefully you'll understand what I need you to do. So, today we're going to introduce it's a new concept. However, it's really not new, it's really more of the same. This week in my classes, we have been talking about unit rate. And we said that a unit rate is just a multiplier. And then in my first and fourth period class, we learned that the multiplier or the unit rate is also called the constant of proportionality. Second and third, we're going to learn that on Monday and Tuesday. At any rate, we are going to continue with this concept of unit rate and a multiplier. And instead of calling it unit rate or multiplier, we're going to start calling it in geometry a scale factor. But guys, all it is a multiplier. Please keep that in mind. So let's look at problem number 2 so you'll see what I need you to do. So on problem number 2, we are asked to reduce the house by a scale factor of a half. And a lot of kids are like, Miss Brown, I don't know what you want me to do. A scale factor of a half just means I want you to multiply by 1/2. So let me start you off. I'm not going to finish the whole drawing for you, but I will start you off, okay? So if I look at this drawing, and I'm going to look at this side right here, and I'm going to see how long that side is. So that side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 units long. That side is 14 units long. But remember, I asked you to apply a scale factor of 1/2. So all I need you to do is multiply by 1/2. And half of 14 is 7. So the corresponding side of the new figure will be 7 units long. And I'm going to draw that in right now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so let's look at another side of our house. I'm going to look at this side right here and count how many units long it is. This side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units long. So the left-hand side is 8 units long. And remember, I asked you to apply a scale factor of a half. That just means I need you to multiply by 1/2. So 8 times 1/2 is 4. So the corresponding side is going to be 4 units long. So I'm going to make that side 1, 2, 3, 4 units long. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the other side. And then I'm also going to go ahead and close up the top. But we need to think a little bit more about that roof because if you look, there's an overhang. So let's look at our original picture. There's an overhang that is 1, 2 units long. So that overhang that's 2 units long, I need you to apply the scale factor to. That just means I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by 1/2, which gives me 1. So the corresponding overhang will now only be 1 unit long. So I'm going to draw on the right-hand side an overhang that's 1 unit long, and on the left-hand side as well, an overhang that's 1 unit long. Now, Let's think about the roof. Okay, the roof is centered, and the center of my figure is right here. I just drew a dot. But let's look at how tall or how high up our roof is. So our roof from the center peak is 1, 2, 3, 4 units high. So I need you to apply a scale factor of a half to those 4 units. So 4 times 1/2 equals 2. So my corresponding height is going to be 2 units long. So my corresponding height is going to be right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw the diagonal lines to close it up. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for you. You still have a door, windows, and chimney to draw. Hopefully you kind of understand what I need you to do. When you get finished, your picture should look exactly like the original. The only thing is your picture will be smaller. Okay? Let's move on. I want us to look at problem number 4. So problem number 4 says that the figures have been scaled proportionally. All right? And if we look, we have the original figure on the left and the new figure on the right. And I took my original figure, I multiplied all the sides by a scale factor, and that made my new figure. Well, we need to figure out what that scale factor is. And I'm looking down here at this 3, and I'm seeing that I'm going from that 3 to the 6. So the question is, what is my multiplier to go from 3 to 6? And I'm sure you already know that 3 times 2 is 6. If you didn't know what that was, you could grab your calculator and you could say, well, what is 6 divided by 3? Remember, we can write that as a fraction like this. Regardless, 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. Okay? So since we're multiplying by 2 on the bottom, we're going to do the same thing on the top. So we're going to take the 5, we're going to multiply it by 2, and that'll give us what goes where that question mark is. 5 times 2 is 10. All right? If you'll notice, A says, what is the scale factor? Remember, the scale factor is just a multiplier. What are we multiplying by? You're right if you say we multiplied by 2. 2 is the scale factor in this problem. And then letter B says, what is the measure of the missing side? The missing side measures 10, and our units is inches. Okay, let's look at problem number 5. Problem number 5 says that the figures have been scaled proportionally. And let's examine. Notice we're going on the bottom from 12 centimeters to 8 centimeters. So this time our figure is getting smaller. The question is, what are we multiplying by? Now, if you can't figure that out off the top of your head, you could grab your calculator and do what we've done over here. I'm circling it right now on the left-hand side of my screen. Before, it was easy for us because we knew that 3 times 2 was 6. But even if we didn't know, we could do division. That's the same thing we can do on the right-hand side. So I can take that 8 and divide it by 12, and that'll give me my scale factor. Now, if you look at that 8 divided by 12, guys, as a fraction, we can simplify that. We can divide on top and bottom by 4. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So the answer here is, what are we multiplying by? 2/3. If you want that as a decimal, it's 0.6 with a bar over it because the 6 will repeat, but it's better to leave this as a fraction. Okay, so what we do to the bottom, we're going to do to the top. So we're going to multiply on top by 2/3. But wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I have 6. So I'm going to take that 6 and I'm going to multiply that 6 by 2/3. Now remember, to multiply, we need to take that 6 and turn it into an improper fraction. I'm also going to simplify before I multiply. I'm going to divide on the bottom by 3, and I can also divide on the top by 3. I'm going to rewrite that. I'm rewriting it up here because I'm out of space. 6 divided by 3 is 2. We didn't do anything to the 1 in the denominator. Bring up the multiplication sign. We did not do anything to the 2. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. So basically, we just have 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, so our missing value is 4. Going down to letter A, what is the scale factor? The scale factor is our multiplier. Remember, scale factor is a multiplier. What are we multiplying by? We're multiplying by 2/3. And then what is the measure of the missing side? The missing side is 4 centimeters. All right, guys, hope this helps. Have a great day and a great weekend. Bye-bye.